Well, you know, I think the gin, it's interesting you talk about gin because, you know, I created Citadel in '96 where it was a desert. You know, there was no craft gin. Yeah. And a lot of people tell me that I was very good and I know what I was doing. And it's not true. I had no clue what I was doing. I was just doing what I love, you know, make a beautiful gin, but there was no market. So for 10 years we struggled. I think in 1996, you know. Now you're mentioning about the limited editions. You know, limited editions means everything and nothing. If it's somebody doing a beautiful product, then it's great. If it's just marketing and it's hollow, whether it is limited edition or big edition, it is just hollow. It's nothing that is interesting. So I really think it's about the talent, about the distiller, and it's about the sincerity. Sincerity is very important to make a good spirit. If you're not sincere, if you just do this, and I always tell people, you know, if you want to go and make a beautiful gin, go ahead. But if you say, oh, I see a tendency in the gin, it's a trend, I'm going to do one as well. Please don't, you know, because we are a product of gastronomy. And again, it's sincerity, it's expression, it's creation. So that sincerity is very important. So I think, you know, some products, they can be big or small, you know, if there is that desire and that vision and that talent, then I think it's great. So I taste some small editions that are beautiful, and then some you're like, man, this is just pure marketing, and I'm disappointed when it's like that. That's what I think. Yeah, well, also for guys like me, limited editions, there's a lot of fun, you know, because I distill everything I can find, you know, so, you know, we live, as you know, Cognac is by the sea, so there is a farm, a friend of mine on Île de Ré, and they have a farm de la Baleine, the whales farm, and they grow pharmaceutical plants on the, next to the seabeds, you know, and for oysters, and I made a gin with that. And it's, we didn't launch it because it's so specific. It's only good with sushi, you know, so it's a very limited thing. And so, you know, that's the beauty of gin. You can create many, many things. And then, you know, I distilled the gin where I distilled the flowers of a cherry tree and the leaves. My grandmother used to make like herbal tea like that she would harvest full moon. I don't know why, if it was full moon, so with me, taking. And so in her honor, I made a limited edition called White Blossom. And we make this gin, and then we put it 2 months in a barrel made with a tree, with a cherry tree. So it's a very, very interesting, very floral. So, you know, if it's like that, and I made this, we made small editions. And so I think it's interesting when it's done, and I like to try some expressions like that. Because again, I think that spirit is folk art. Art by the people, for the people. Like music 100 years ago. You know, you had in every village a musician, and you know, making the music, and everybody's dancing and sharing these good moments. I think we're making music. We do, actually. We do something we call the eccentric. So every year we do 1 or 2, like the one I mentioned with White Blossom. I made an edition we call the Juniper Decadence, where we age the gin in a barrel made with juniper tree. So it's like a gin on steroid, you know, it's just crazy. So it's just I love it. And you know, we also did, the Old Tom used to be a limited edition, everybody loved it, so we made it a full edition. Also, you know, I make many gins for my enjoyment. And in France, we love the pickles, you know, les cornichons. So there's one company in France called Maison Marque, and they do the very high-end cornichon. And when I tasted these pickles, they were so flavorful. I made a gin with it. And my team was like, this is crazy, a pickled gin. And so we launched it in Paris for the 1st of April. And it's a new edition from Citadel and Alexandre Gabriel. And so we made the pickled gin, and at the end we say, it's April's Fools, you know, because it was so specific. But it was good for gin tonic with a little bit of the brine, you know, from. So again, it's for your, I like to take your palate to unknown places. And I think what we tried to do with Citadel Gin, and same with Plantation, and by the way, same with Ferrand Cognac, and with Cognac, which is very strict rules. still you have some possibilities if you have good imagination. I want your palate, when you drink, to go to a new place. It's the adventure taste.